Welcome to the meat pad.
Welcome to the meat pie.
We need a sign in.
I have no idea. You're from Rensselaer, Indiana, spelled, and I'll spell it out for you, Reinssailar. I don't know why I put the I, that one I there.
There's no eyes.
Okay.
There are no eyes.
First, you got to tell me, what is Rensselaer?
Rensselaer is the greatest small town in the United States. Mm-hmm. Small town USA. Mm-hmm. That term was from Rensselaer, Indiana. That's what made it up.
They came up with it?
Yeah, Rensselaer, Indiana made that up. Made the term small town USA.
So it was a fabrication that they made up.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we get $1 for every time it's used in any kind of media. Let's just say we got a lot of dollars. Yeah. Very rich community. And that
small and rich community.
Yeah. 6,000 strong.
Okay.
That's the motto.
What does that mean?
6,000 of us.
Okay.
That's the population.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean you get 6,000. You got $6,000 total.
No.
From your branding deal.
6,000 strong. That's the motto of Rensselaer.
Okay. Well, what's important here is I don't know why, but you have some unique Rensselaer local verbiage.
Yes.
I don't want to say slang because that implies it's informal. This is just how the English language works in Rensselaer.
Yeah.
I'm going to start because I noticed... Please.
Please.
I noticed when we first... I didn't know you for very long, and you were calling people half-a meatballs.
Yeah,
and
right off the bat.
That stood out to me. I was like, that's a real funny thing to say.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be a half-a meatball?
It just means you're not very smart. You're only using half of your brain.
Right, that's right.
In the real world, you only use half your brain, right? Is that correct?
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you only use half of it.
You know what? It's true. You've heard it here.
You only use 10% of your brain.
That's a lot less than half.
But, so the 10% on one half makes perfect sense.
Okay. So you only use 10% and it's all on one side?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that during football season? So let's just say some people weren't getting it. They weren't hustling, weren't understanding the plays. And I had just watched The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler movie.
Right. Now,
great flick.
Great movie.
Great flick.
I will also say that Half a Meatball is the only one that I can confirm has made it out of Rensselaer.
Yes.
So,
and
into The Longest Yard. Only other places used.
I mean, it started in Rensselaer. Adam Sandler...
He heard it from you. Told it to him.
He caught wind, and then
we're here in our LA apartment.
The rest is history. And some people weren't hustling. I was just like, "Hey, you half a meatball, go, get your act together." And they're like, "Oh, half a meatball." I kind of like that, and just caught fire after that.
So, what's fun about the Rensselaer words like half a meatball? Not what they mean. Yes, what they mean.
Yes,
they're always fun to say.
What they mean doesn't really matter.
Sometimes we don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
another word. You have anything to say about ham hock?
Ham hock. Now, good old ham hock. That's near and dear to my heart. Because every Thanksgiving we just put a good old ham hock right in the middle of our greens. I know you're knowing all these things, right?
I think you're talking about food.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So ham hock.
You're talking about a bird?
No. No. A ham hock is not a bird.
No, not a bird, not a hawk.
Ham hock is really just, if I say it to you, it means I like you. Man, you're such a ham hock. That's a good thing.
It's kind of like, man, your greens. I'm just going to throw a ham hock in the middle of this.
Exactly. Nice short story.
I figured that'd be a little one.
That's the little one. The other two were a little...
yeah.
Let's see here. Another classic Rensselaer term. Yam yams. You want to talk about yam yams?
That was another early one.
That was another early one.
Where did you start saying yam yams like around me?
It was early on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we were talking about...
Talking about yam yams.
We were talking about yam yams. I think we might have saw two females.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who they were. But I say, hey...
It's talking about yam yams.
Look at those yam yams. And you're like... What? The yam yams. It's pretty obvious.
You knew I didn't know.
I knew you didn't know, but I said it anyway because I know it so well.
Right.
But I know I saw some ladies had some large breasts.
That's what a yam yam is.
That's what a yam yam is. Yeah, it's a boob. Yes. And I said, hey, Sean, which yam yam do you think is bigger on either girl? And you had no idea.
Yeah, and that seemed silly at the time, but then I did that to Cheeseburger. I was like, hey, if I just said yam yams to you.
He goes, no, I like yam yams.
Yeah,
I like yams.
I mean, like a plate of yams? I don't know.
And it's great because you can say whatever you want.
That's right. It's like a secret language.
Exactly. You can be in public. You say, right. Whoa, check out those yams.
It's like that secret hobo code.
Exactly. Which I don't know anything about.
Right. Well, that's a thing too. They might say yam yams too. And yams also acceptable. Shorthand. You can just say yams.
In case you're, it's an emergency. You want to get it out there quick, like, oh, the yams. You see those yams?
Yeah. In case you're running.
Yeah, or or they're running, and you're like, check the yams.
Like, if you're running past a guy and you only get like, hey, look at the yams. You only have a second to get it out. Exactly.
Of course.
Tell me the origin of yam yams. Where did yam yams start in your life?
Origin started with good old A-Dub Walkman Jr. In short, mayonnaise.
Yeah, also known as. The MMA fighter A-Dub Walkman Jr.
Yes, he's got a record of 0-0.
That's an undefeated record. Yeah. That's a perfect record.
I don't know. One day he was just, walking the halls of good old RCHS Rensselaer High School, Central High School.
Of course.
He's just we always talk about boobs, but it's like it's not really acceptable. So we need a code word. Like, what would it be? He goes, I was thinking yam yams.
So he had an idea already. Yeah. Like he already knew what he wanted to say.
He went home that night and thought about this.
He's like, how do I bring this up organically?
He might have had a plate of yams. And it was epiphany. He's like, I've got it. That's it.
Oh my God.
He wanted to call them yam yams.
I like how this is actually kind of a sinister origin story.
And, we started calling them yam yams, and that was it.
The rest is history.
The rest is history. Rensselaer history.
The rest is Rensselaer, small town USA history. $6,000 strong.
Yes.
All right, so we got to talk about dumpers now because this is one of the 5-star words.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about dumpers until much after yam yams, but they're kind of a complete picture.
Yeah. No, dumper. It's kind of sacred. You can't just throw it around whenever you want.
Dumper is a word that has to be protected.
It has to be protected.
That's why we're not going to release the audio for dumper. Because we can't let other people use it wrong. No. Has nothing to do with going to the bathroom.
No, let's get that clear.
Let's make this perfectly clear. If you use that.
Obviously, a dumper is something you use when you use the bathroom. Now, a dumper, plain and simple, it's your butt. Good old booty. Thing that's there, yam yams are boobs, dumpers a butt. It's just simple math.
But what you need to understand about dumpers, this is advanced etymology of the word.
It is advanced.
Every butt is a dumper.
Every butt is a dumper, but not all dumpers are dump pieces.
Right. Now this is where we get into protection of the word.
Yeah.
This dumper versus dump piece.
So essentially a dumper is a very nice butt. It's got some size to it. It's not the elite. Good shape, nice and firm, big, not huge. A dump piece is that, the next level. The elite butt.
Everyone can have a different preference on, butts, on dumpers. Of course.
Of course.
But when we're talking dump piece, we're talking about mass here. Mass is an important factor.
Mass. If you got a nice set of birthing hips, chances are you're going to have a nice dump piece.
I've heard you say that word a lot, but... it just makes me uncomfortable every time you say it.
I mean, it's just
the old birthing hips.
Yeah, the good old birthing hips, Get a nice wide set of hips.
Yeah. Something about that just doesn't sound sexy. Kind of like dump. I used to think that dumper didn't sound sexy, but I'm like, man, check out that dumper. It infiltrates your vocabulary.
I don't know, man. If you see a girl walking down the street, she's got a nice wide set of birthing hips. Auga.
It's like, turn around and show me that dump piece.
Exactly. You gotta have the birthing hips to have the dump piece, and it's got to be large. It's got to be very large.
Right. If it's not large, it's not a dump piece. It can still be a dumper.
But when I say large, I'm not talking about I don't want any divots in the butt. I don't want it.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, butts sometimes they look like they got hit with a sack of nickels, and it's just got the divots in there. You know what I'm saying?
You mean like the cottage cheese look?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. But
the sack of nickels.
Yeah, just. But none of that. We don't want any of that. It's got to be nice and firm as well, just like a dumper.
Hey, you know what? I just want to throw this out there to any listeners.
Go ahead.
If your
all the listeners,
if your dumper looks like it was hit with a sack of nickels, that's fine. It's not a dump piece, but that's still okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But when we're talking about dump pieces, we gotta get the word right.
Exactly.
So continue.
So birthing hips, very large, nice shape, no divots.
Mm-hmm. No divots.
No divots.
I don't know if that's what divots means, but I know what you mean now.
Like in Space Jam.
That's the only thing I know for the word divots from.
Space Jam.
That's all. I'm fixing a divot.
He's fixing a divot.
It's the only time I've heard divot before.
Probably me as well, but
yeah, he was talking about a big old cottage cheese butt when he said that.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna clear something up as well.
Okay.
Fake butts, fake big butts. Those aren't dump pieces.
They can't be dump.
They can't be dump pieces. It's got to be an all natural butt.
You know what? I think this might be a controversial opinion, but you have some ownership over this word, I think.
Yes.
As long as you have control, you can set your own rules.
Fake butts, no one likes
Not allowed.
No one likes a fake butt. No. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If you got one of those like Instagram butts, that's just like, I got this butt surgery just for my Instagram likes.
Yeah.
I respect your entrepreneurial spirit,
mm-hmm.
but it's not a dump piece.
It's just not a dump piece. As much as they like to think it's a dump piece, it's not a dump piece.
All right, now I'm getting a call here.
Yeah, of course.
I'm getting an alert.
Yeah.
I'm being told there's a third term
there
in the
is.
dumper family.
There is. Now, we have dump pieces and we have dumpers. We established that. But there's also a dumplet. It's a smaller version.
The world is falling apart around me.
Yes, a smaller version of the dumper and dump piece. Which isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with the dumplet. Dumplets get the job done 9 times out of 10.
I don't think you should say get the job done. We're trying to be PG-13 here. I don't think getting the job done fits that.
I think that's vague enough.
I don't think that's vague. I think it's too much.
I think that's completely okay to say. But, a dumplet, it's got nice size, but it's not big like a dumper, and it's not huge like a dump piece. If I were to say who has a dumplet, would have to think.
Have to be me.
It would have to be you. It would have to be you. I thought about it, and yes. Dumplet.
That's good. You know what? If you don't have a dump piece,
mm-hmm.
maybe you have a dumplet.
Maybe I have a dumplet.
That doesn't mean you do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
You can't misuse these words.
Now, with the dumplet, I just got to say this. With the dumplet, it's got to have more firmness. It's got to be more in shape.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
yes.
The shape is very important.
The shape is very important.
Because when you're lacking size, shape is that much more important.
Exactly. Now, obviously, with a dumper and dump piece, you can't have a completely toned bosom. Or
I don't know. Have you been to Instagram?
Thickums. But
Thickums Thursday.
Thickums Thursday. Because not everyone can have a dumper, so they're gonna have to put in the work to have a dumplet.
Are you saying that everyone has a chance of achieving one of the three?
I think
I'm
so.
saying has the possibility, not necessarily that they have one, but has the possibility.
Well, I don't know. I think a dump piece.
You never know when a bag of nickels could come into play.
Exactly. A dump piece is really you're either born with it or you're not.
That's the truth about dump pieces.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Some dumpers might have the potential to be dump pieces.
The science is not out on that.
But more likely than not, if you have a dump piece, you've always had a dump piece from birth.
I think you're right about that.
I'm
just glad that there are other options for people who weren't born with a dump piece.
Of course.
Like, if you were just not like just a baby just twerking out of the womb, you still have a chance.
Let's just say, you got the dumper, right? You'll never be dump piece status. That's okay. You can either stay a dumper, or you could put in the work, get a dumplet.
Some people like dumplets more.
Some people do.
We're just saying that's what the word means. You don't have to like it.
Yeah.
Now to finish up our talk on dumpers,
please
tell me about the origin of the word.
Of course.
And I'm gonna let me tell you about the origin of the word. Let me tell you what happened. Is you were walking to school with one A Dumb Fuckman Jr. and he's like, we talk about butts all the time.
Yeah.
But like, how do we do it in secret?
Mm.
And that morning,
yeah,
he was eating a plate of Choco Dumps, everyone's favorite cereal, Choco Dumps.
Yeah. Part of a complete breakfast.
Part of, you got the toast with the perfectly square piece of butter on it. That's the other part of the breakfast.
Maybe like a couple slices of orange.
Yeah, but he's eating some Choco Dumps, and he's like, I got it. Is that correct?
No, actually, the word dumper didn't come from A.W. Walkman Jr.
Okay.
Came from one of my other friends, Noah Ayler. Noah Ayler, Tit Man.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Titman Ayler. That's what we called him.
Right.
He's a tit man. But he was just like...
That's hence the name.
Yeah. He was just thinking one day, we were all sitting at the lunch table, staring at some rears.
I don't know if I like these as much as I thought I would. Maybe I shouldn't have asked.
And, well, you ask and it shall receive. Staring at some rears. And he just goes, oh, man, look at that dumper. We're like, what? He goes,
That's how it always starts.
Yeah.
One guy just says it and everyone goes, what?
Yeah, pretty much. We were taken aback, and he goes, it makes sense, doesn't it? And we're like, I guess it does.
Yeah.
So, but that is the origin of the dumper.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Do
you have any other words you want to throw in there?
Well,
I know there's more.
There is a certain word.
Actually, yes. Do you have any other ones? I want to save that one for last. That one's the main event.
Well, there's tons of them.
We all know this.
There's tons of them. Some of them don't hit.
I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I'm talking about the L word.
L word.
I'm glad you forgot.
I'm drawing a blank.
That's good.
You need to tell me. I gotta know so I can tell you.
No.
What is it?
I don't want to know.
Wait, what is it? I
don't want to know.
I forgot what it was.
I'm glad you did. I wanted it to be forgotten.
What's the L word?
All right, let's talk about something else.
L word. Lima bean?
Lima bean? You made that up. You just said lima bean. Yeah, I'm not even going to say... Okay, here's the real Rinsler word. And I think this is the best one. And it's the one you have to be the most careful with.
Very vulgar.
I said PG-13.
Mm-hmm. I think that goes out the window with this word.
See, I was thinking we're going to censor it. And I think it's going to sound really funny when you censor it. And the word is cock-cum.
Yes.
Go ahead and say cock-cum for me.
Cock-cum.
That's one word.
Yeah, one whole word.
Before we tell you what cock-cum is...
Well, yeah, before I tell you, I actually have a quick story about cock-cum.
I don't know if I want to hear your story about
A.W. Walkman Jr. texted me, and he started spelling cock-cum with a K.
I don't know if I approve of
that. Two K.
I don't know about this one.
And,
this is a development.
Yeah. Well, this is how he spelled it. K-A-W-K. K-U-M.
That's too much.
Yeah. And he's like...
I'm going to censor some of those letters. I'm going to censor, like, a few of those letters.
And he was like, how would the Dojo Boys feel about the new spelling of cock? I said, hey, man. Dojo Boys love cock.
Yes, we do.
Not necessarily, but...
To be clear.
Not necessarily in that way.
Listen.
And I think if you spelled it like that, it's kind of PG. They like it the way it is.
That's what's part of the charm of
it's
straightforward. It's so vulgar.
It's just straightforward, to the point. And he goes, you know what? That makes perfect sense. He didn't change it. He went back to the original spelling.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
So what's great about cock-cum, it's just so fun to say. Like, it's so easy to say.
Now, I don't know about that.
The syllables, it's just like cock-cum.
It rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, it's just...
I can go into the story.
Tell me, why don't you tell the story?
Well, the story was, late summer night. Me and A-Dub...
I don't like this story.
I don't
like this story.
Late summer night. Me and A-Dub Walkman Jr. scrolling through Instagram. See a couple of ladies that I, fancied our eyes. And he goes, man, how much would you just cock-cum this girl? And I'm like, what?
That's how it always works.
I'm like, what? And he goes, a fresh cock-cum. I'm like, exactly what does that mean? He goes, essentially, it's just a cream pie.
It's a noun and a verb.
It is. So you can say, man, I'm going to cock-cum this girl.
I want to get cock-cum in the dictionary by 2019.
It's a possibility. It might be hard, but I think we can do it. With all our listeners' support.
Listen, Miriam, I know you listen. Tell Webster. Merriam-Webster.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the old lady from Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Maybe.
Or is that Muriel?
I don't know. I don't know what.
Of course, I'm more of a Webster kind of guy.
It's one dictionary. It's hyphenated.
Agree to disagree.
Well, no, that's a fact.
It's like one half is Merriam and the other half is Webster.
Yeah. Merriam does all the definitions and Webster puts them in the sentence.
Hashtag Team Webster.
Hashtag Thickums Thursday.
If you want to know how to spell cockcomb,
right,
that's COCKCUM.
Mm-hmm.
Cockcomb. Mm-hmm. What even is that?
A TV presenter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that like a talk show host or something?
I don't think the kids are watching the talk show.
The Price is Right. The Price is Right.
Okay, so
that doesn't make any sense.
I just shared this article with you. I'm gonna read the headline.
Of course.
We did not read the article.
We
just read the headline. 3/4 of today's children would rather be number one pick for career.
Yeah.
YouTuber and vlogger. Why don't you tell me about how you aspire to be a YouTuber?
I think in everyone's life, at one point in time, they go, man, I'm just going to record myself playing video games and I'm going to get rich and famous.
Here's the problem is that it's worked more than once.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone thinks they can do it.
Yeah, it's really bad. And it's not like they're good either. It's not like...
The best ones?
Yeah, it's not like the best ones are, like, enjoyable to even watch.
I mean, if people like watching it, that's fine. Because when I was in school, I had plenty of free time to...
Of course.
Watch people play video games and pretend to react to things. But... when I was in school, I definitely was not thinking about being a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm. No. No, me neither.
And let me read you the top cited reasons of why people want to be YouTubers. Let me read you that because I haven't read it myself. So let me just read it out loud.
The best. Oh my god.
7 best things about being a YouTuber. This is part of the survey. Number 1, creativity. That's nice.
I guess that's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair.
That's fair. Number 2, fame.
Well, yep. It started off like genuine, and then
let's continue. Part 3, self-expression. That's nice. You know, people need to learn how to. Number 4, money.
you can see it. There's a definite theme.
Number 5, people. Working with cool people. You know what?
Yep.
I get that.
Yep.
I get that. Number 6, recognition. When your mom doesn't recognize you, you gotta get that recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7, travel. That one's not even true.
What kind of
YouTubers do not travel?
They sit in their room all
day.
They
don't leave their house.
Travel? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, now you tell me what is your reaction to this article that
I think it's straight blasphemy. I think it's absolute blasphemy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Out of all the things you can be, why would you want just to be a YouTuber or?
Why do you think kids want to be YouTubers and vloggers? Well, well, I guess because it's so popular now.
Nowadays, that's just what kids do. They just play video games. They get on YouTube and stuff like that. Like when I was a kid.
You're describing my life right now.
When I was a kid, for me personally,
when I was the right kind of correct childhood, you know,
I grew up the right way.
Listen, if you're under 25 years old and you're listening to this, just get off.
Yeah,
because you're not smart enough.
Like when I was a kid, I played video games. I watched YouTube. I did all the deal, but I did other things as well. Like I played sports. I went outside every once in a while.
Just so the listeners are aware, you were that guy. You were the jock.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
I don't think I was.
You know what? Continue.
I don't think I was.
We'll let that point. We'll just leave that up for interpretation.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a later topic.
Yeah.
You guys can vote.
You can vote.
The listeners can vote.
Listen. Go to listenersvote.meatrods.com.
But I went outside. I did other stuff. I didn't just watch YouTube all day. I feel like YouTube's a lot bigger now.
Yeah, YouTube is so much bigger now.
Like it's
that's
crazy.
Obviously part of it.
Like within the last even with the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like it's it's one of the most popular mediums.
Yeah, and A problem is people prove that you can make money on it.
Yeah.
It's possible, which means everyone thinks they can do it.
Because there's like hundreds of people that make a decent living.
Yeah, there's definitely hundreds, like who make a real living.
Yeah, that's all they do.
And a handful of people who are legit rich off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's kind of crazy.
And then sometimes you get Wee Kid 101.
Who should be rich and famous. Let's just get that clear.
Wee Kid 101, one of those classic YouTube channels. I haven't checked. I'm going to guess under 100 subscribers. But
let me check.
There's certain kind of content that you can only get in these small YouTube channels. And we're going to hear a lot about Wee Kid 101 one of these days. But that's not what we're talking about today. I think Wee Kid 101 was a dreamer, though.
Wee Kid 101, 10 subscribers.
One of them is me. All right, everyone, all 3 listeners, subscribe to Wee Kid 101. Let's get them to 15.
Yep.
This channel's been defunct for 9 years, but let's all subscribe to Wee Kid 101.
His most popular video, which is 39,000 views.
Yes, big. That's a legit hit for a 100 channel. Yeah. That's how we found him.
Yes, but other than that, the views aren't there. But yeah, do you have the top guys are making just millions and millions of dollars every year.
And they make it look easy.
They do. And they're not even all that funny.
Absolutely not.
And they're not. I don't know.
I guarantee if I was in middle school now, I would definitely want to be a YouTuber.
I mean,
I'm pretty or a streamer.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Right now, if I could be a streamer, I would. You want to just watch me, give me money to do the thing that I already waste all my time through?
Oh my god. I think secretly that's what everyone really wants.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily be good at games, just play them and put on an act.
Just a big phony act.
Yeah.
Again, if you like watching live streams, that's fine.
It's like people who want to be professional wrestlers.
Like idiots.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's understandable why these children are wanting to be YouTubers and vloggers, but I just wish they didn't. I just wish they didn't feel that way.
I think that's a good note to end it on. Okay, that's a good place to stop that. Yeah. You know how we meet all these crazy guys?
Yes.
Wacky characters.
Wacky.
It's like a big old cartoon.
Wacky as they can be.
No one is crazier than you. But we also met this crazy guy. I just had to work that zinger.
Yeah.
So, we met this guy, OG Mike.
OG. The first time I met OG Mike, I do remember. It was we were still in the beginner class. He showed up, I shook hands, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And he got in the ring and he started doing some rolls. And I understood he was very animated. I saw that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, man, this guy would be fun to, have a wrestling match with. He seems like cool and fun. He looks pretty good, charismatic. That was my first impression of OG Mike. My real impression I had was when we went down to Florida for a Supercard.
Let me say...
Supercard of Honor.
This is my first OG Mike memory. Yeah. I know I've met him before that. But before we leave, it's just Cheeseburger tells us, OG Mike's riding with us. Mm-hmm. No license. Says, do not let OG Mike drive.
Yep, that's one.
Do not give him the aux cable.
That's two.
Let's just go ahead and say some of those rules were broken.
Yeah.
So continue.
So we go down to Florida for the Supercard of Honor show.
We drive from Pennsylvania to Florida.
Yes.
So 18 hours on the road with OG Mike. Mm-hmm. Who is a man who calls himself OG Mike, by the way.
Yeah.
Put that together.
And, at first it was cool. We were just, hanging out, listening to music, chit-chatting and whatnot. And then that madness happened, which is when he got the aux cord.
How did he get the aux cord?
He stole the aux cord. It's when we were switching in and out of drivers. We had gotten gas. I do remember this. We got gas. Okay. You unplug your phone to go inside the gas station, go to the bathroom, do whatever you have to do. And you come back, and OG Mike, I don't know how he did it, but he, finagled his way into getting plugged in, and he started playing this, down south dirty rap. Down south dirty rap.
Very down south.
Yeah.
Very dirty.
Yeah. Third coast is what they like to call
it. The Third Coast. Never heard of that until that day.
Yeah. But he's playing his music and whatnot, loving it.
Terrible music.
Not the best.
Not the best music.
Not the best music.
He is getting down.
Yeah.
The guy named OG Mike is loving this.
A lot of jumping.
We're all just like staring at him.
Yeah.
And he is just...
He's bouncing in his seat.
He's in the club right now. He's just shaking his head. His whole body's moving.
Yeah.
In a car.
Yeah. And then that's when I decided, you know what, maybe this guy's a little off his rocker.
Maybe this guy's off the rails.
Yeah. And then it was me and Dion. We were awake. And I was driving. And me and Dion were talking, blah, blah, blah. And OG Mike comes out of nowhere and he goes, guys, I need some advice. And we're like, oh, like what's going on, OG? What's up? And he goes,
OG Mike, let me just throw this out here.
Yeah, throw it.
Whenever OG Mike talks, you listen. You never know what he's gonna say. This is where we get into the real OG Mike.
He says, listen, I've been having some dating issues. And we're like, what do you mean? He goes, well, the girls I've been talking to haven't really been seeing eye to eye with me. We're like, what does that mean? I want one thing, they want another. And he's like, I just want a steady relationship with a nice girl. They're like, oh, I mean, that's understandable. Where are you meeting these girls? Well, I signed up for an online dating service. It's called bootycall.com.
I never heard this.
Yeah. Yes. And we're like,
so you're not seeing eye to eye with the booty call girls.
We're
like he doesn't know.
I was like, oh, yeah, pump the brakes. Yeah. Bootycall.com, Mike. He goes, yeah, bootycall.com. I'm like,
you never heard of it?
I'm like, my next question is, do you pay for this? And he goes,
oh my God.
It's a monthly fee.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what?
It's a monthly fee. I can see him saying that. Oh my God. By the way, brought to you by bootycalls.com.
Yeah. I was just like, Mike, I think you're looking in the wrong place. I could be wrong, but I think you're in the wrong place in terms of a respectable female that you're trying to meet.
Or a female, for that matter.
Or a female. And he goes, yeah, I guess that could be. Yes. After this happened, I said, this man is insane. He's got no... I don't even know. He just doesn't have it.
So was this before or after the Waka Flocka incident?
This was before.
Okay.
This was still on the trip to Florida.
Yeah, we're still driving down.
We're still driving down. The other time he got the aux cord, though, Zach, he's driving. I'm in the passenger seat, playing the tunes, playing the...
Yeah, we're all awake at this point.
Yeah, dropping the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just say fire was dropped.
Yes.
Let's not say that. Let's cut that out. Don't say that.
It was lit.
Let's just say it was hashtag Coolio.
Yes. All of those things. That's what it was. I'm playing it, and then Zach, he leans over to me and he goes, by any chance, do you have any Wonka Flocka? And I'm like...
OG Mike is just...
Yes.
I got that. I got that.
Yeah, and so... Just, give you a visual. Yeah. Zach is driving. Mm-hmm. I'm in the passenger seat. OG Mike is in the back seat.
Behind the driver's seat.
He's behind the driver's seat.
He's waving his hand.
He's
over the console.
His body is leaned over the console.
Yeah. He's waving his hand up and down.
Ooh, I got it. I got something like, I got it. Yeah. And then he's like, I got it. I'm like, no, you don't. I have it. Yeah. Don't worry about it. He goes, no, please. I can play it. You walk a flock. I got you. And at this point, he's like, cat pawing at my...
He's just pawing.
Yeah, he's like pawing at the aux cord. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, take it. Just take it. You go get in the back seat. Just take it. And he goes, all right. And Zach's like, you gonna play some Wonka Flocka? And OG's like, yeah. And there was a pause. And then he goes, well, I got something like Waka Flocka. I was like, oh dear God. And he plays his bootleg version of Hard in the Paint. Yeah. And it was just so bad. And Zach's like, what is this? This isn't Wonka Flocka.
And he's jamming.
And he is.
OG Mike is jamming once again.
Loving every second of this. And I was like, oh my God. This man.
Now, did he play Turn Up at this point?
No.
Because Turn Up is a central part of
I don't know when I first heard that song.
I think it was on that trip sometime.
Had to have been. It had to have been after he played that bootleg Waka Flocka song.
I think it was like during that same.
Yeah. For those of
session.
you who don't know,
for those of you who are fortunate enough to not know, it's She Money.
She Money.
I think she is spelled with a dollar sign.
She Money, the future.
She Money, the future.
Yeah,
that's DA. I think.
Yeah, maybe.
She Money, the future. The song is Turn Up.
Hit single.
It's not good.
One of the worst songs I've probably ever heard.
It's not good. I've never heard someone like a song so much proportional to how bad it was.
OG Mike's playing this before he goes out. We were in Cleveland for a show. Before he goes out, for his match.
Yeah.
He's got this on blast. No earphones. He's just playing this out loud, just,
jamming out.
I was like, oh no.
Oh, man.
He loves this song. If you get a chance to listen to it, please do.
Please don't.
Because
it's honestly hard to find on YouTube.
It is.
Because it has it has not that many views. Because people, I trust them to not listen to Turn Up.
It's bad. I can't. There's no redeeming quality about the song.
I usually say everyone can like the things they like. But I can't pretend that this is okay. This is not good.
It's on the borderline of being so bad it's good.
But it's not.
But then again, it's not.
It was on the border, and then it just jumped the border.
So, yeah, that's OG Mike.
Yeah.
The other rule that we referenced earlier was don't let OG Mike drive. He drove.
I wasn't here for this.
I was here for this.
Of course, I've heard this, but you tell me the story.
So I'll tell you the story. I'll lead up to it.
Yeah.
So it was that night. Yeah. We were in the hotel room.
We had like a free day.
We had a free day
to do.
Yeah, before the pay-per-view. Everybody was hungry. OG Mike's hometown was Orlando. That's where Supercard of Honor was at. So
we're in Tampa.
Yeah.
We're in Tampa right now.
Yeah, we're in Tampa.
Pretty much the same thing.
Orlando's about like 45 minutes away or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's go to Orlando. I know the spots. I know where everything's at.
Which, let me just, by the way, when we're going to Tampa, it's like, we all know OG Mike's from Orlando. Like, yeah, man, we're going to Florida. Isn't that awesome? We're going to your place, Tampa. Like, that's pretty close. Like, isn't that awesome? It's like, yeah, yeah. And it's like, yeah, OG, we're almost at Tampa. Isn't that great? It's like, I guess. And then it's like, awesome. And like, we're in Tampa, OG. Isn't this so cool? You're down south representative, 407, man. It's like, we're pretty close. It's like, man, F Tampa.
Like, whoa, what? And he goes, man, I'm not from here.
It's just not where I'm from.
So he's not happy that we're in Tampa.
No, he hates Tampa.
But he's getting super excited that we're going to Orlando to get some food.
Yeah.
So he's like, just follow my directions. I'll lead you the whole way, and we'll get some food. And we're like, all right, perfect. We shouldn't have listened to the man, but we did.
Yeah. We didn't know at this point.
Yeah. So we listened to him.
Last time you ever do that.
We're like, OG, where do we go? Make a right, make a left, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, we get to the slums. We go to the hood.
The real slums. Like, really the slums.
Yeah. We're like, OG, like, where the heck are we? We're hungry. We're trying to get some food. He goes, well, to the right is my old middle school. Like, middle school? I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. Like, where are you taking us? And, everybody's like, seriously, get us out of here so we can go get some food. He's like, all right, don't worry. There's a bar up here on the way. So we stopped at this bar, and we leave. And he takes us back, towards his old middle school. We stop at a stop sign. And he goes, it's that time of year. We're like, what are you talking about? And he goes, look. We look over to our left, and it's a prostitute.
That time of year,
I was like, what does that
mean?
Like, this is just what he goes. Yeah, they tend to come out, this time of year.
What time of year was it?
April. It was in April.
Classic prostitute.
Yeah, it was April. So yeah.
It's like an animal, like a herder.
I was like, get us out of here. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Get us out. And yeah. he took us back after we were clearly upset with him.
Yeah, he took you to the hood, basically.
Yeah. So he took us back in the direction, and Zach was driving.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, I'm so sleepy. I gotta rest. I can't drive anymore. Yeah. And at this point, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're all exhausted. We just ate, so we're tired and whatnot.
Drove all the way to Orlando just so OG Mike could show you a bar to eat at.
So we're like all like sleeping, and OG's like, I'll drive.
Oh.
And then I woke up and I'm like, I don't know if that's a good idea. But I was still like really tired. It was just a shock reaction. I was like, I'm gonna die. He's like, no, I'll drive. You guys sleep. I'll get us there in one piece. Zach gets out of the driver's seat. OG gets in. Immediately plugs in the aux cord.
Before he turns the car on.
Turns the volume up just about as loud as it can go. And he's just blaring She Money.
She Money, the future.
Yeah, and he's just rapping. He's throwing his arms.
Trying to steer a car.
Yeah, his hands were on the wheel maybe like 20% of the drive that he did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're going every which way but straight. And yeah, it was a very interesting car ride. But he's like, see? One piece, right? And yeah, I kissed the ground when I got out of the car.
On the drive back up, you weren't there on the drive back up. We have like no sleep. We got to drive back. That's just how the shows go. But 17-hour drive. We get in the car. OG Mike falls asleep. Mm-hmm. Asleep for 17 hours straight. He is unconscious. Like he died. Every time we stopped at a restroom, he gets up, goes to the bathroom, and then is just back to sleep. Asleep for 17 hours.
Oh my god. This is every time.
Yeah.
Every time he comes on a road trip with us, it's just what it is. And like he doesn't have his driver's license.
No.
You know, so he just sits in the car the whole time.
Yeah, he just sits in the... All he does is make our lives worse, but when he gets the aux cable.
Oh man, this past we went to Cleveland. You know, he was in the back seat for the longest time. We took Burger's car, which is it's small.
It's a smaller car.
It's small. It's a Toyota Corolla, so it's small. And there's 5 of us. We're driving and whatnot, and OG Mike's in the back seat, who's cuddling with Ryan, and has to sit in the middle between Ali and OG Mike. So he's like cuddling with him.
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
Like in a sitcom.
Yeah.
Where they cuddle up to the pillow, but it's a person. Whoops.
I was in the passenger seat with Cheeseburger and stuff like that. Ryan had to drive next.
Yeah.
I did not want to get in the back seat with OG Mike. So it was like, Cheese, you get in the back with me.
Yeah.
And OG Mike, you get in the front. He goes, okay. So he does this.
Yeah.
As soon as he gets in the passenger seat, he looks for the aux cord.
He's cat pawing around.
He's looking for it. He finds it, plugs in his phone, immediately turns on She Money.
What time is it?
6 o'clock in the morning.
Overnight drive,
yeah. So this is like
after not sleeping the night before.
This is like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You've been awake for like
over
24 hours.
Yeah, I was awake for a while. He turns on She Money, turns up the volume, getting at it.
He's turning up.
And at this, Burger was sick at the time.
Yes.
He had pneumonia, which don't mess with. That's what took out Bernie Mac.
Let's just say,
R.I.P.
Wu-Tang Clan. If you know what I mean.
Why would you say that? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
Let's just say Wu-Tang.
I don't think anyone in the Wu-Tang Clan ever had pneumonia.
Because, it ain't nothing to F with.
That's great.
That makes sense.
That's a classic. But he plays She Money, turns the volume up. Cheeseburger is sick. So he's not happy that he has to listen to it.
That he's listening to She Money.
Mike, turn this off. This is my car. Turn that off. Mike's like, why? Cheese is like, no, I'm not starting with you. Turn this off. But why? He's like, Mike, seriously. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Turn it off. And it was like, okay. Doesn't turn off, just turns the volume down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's still going at it. Eventually, Cheese is just like, whatever.
that's the OG Mike problem.
Yeah, that is the problem. It's just like, he does all this insane stuff. that you know you can't stop.
You can't stop him.
You can't stop him. You just do whatever you want.
Why?
But why?
But I think for people to understand OG Mike is to hear his own voice. Mm-hmm. And we have a couple of good recordings of OG Mike. We need to hear about OG Mike and the subway and the Metro card.
Oh, of course.
So the question is, how do you save money at the New York Metro? OG Mike has the answer.
Mike, how do you get on the train for free in New York?
So, like, what I learned is, I look left, right, far away, make sure no NYPD.
Left, right, far away.
Slyly, slowly jump the turnstile.
What's the second to it?
So, what I learned in New York that I didn't know when I did have to pay, I'm like, oh, so you just gotta act like, you desperate need a ride. And all you gotta do is, you don't even need to ask people. You just look at somebody and be like, swipe. And whoever have a unlimited Metro card, they swipe your hand.
They swipe away.
If I see NYPD when they talk about, oh, you can't swipe nobody in, I'm like, okay.
They swipe away.
They swipe away.
You just look. Here's the secret.
Yeah.
You look left. You look right. Behind.
Then far away.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no NYPD.
Slyly, slowly jump the turnstile. That's the secret.
Yeah.
Is to just jump the turnstile.
Yeah. That's what we put up with. But he doesn't come around a lot. You never know when you're going to get an OG Mike sighting.
If vampires are real, OG Mike is a vampire.
He might be Blade.
I think he's Blade.
He might be Blade.
I think OG Mike is Blade. Because OG Mike, he's not a big fan. He doesn't like Black Panther. Because he's the first black superhero. Yeah. He's Blade.
Mm-hmm. He's got all these people talking about Uganda. Is that where it's at?
No.
Where is it? What's
Wakanda.
Wakanda, Uganda. Probably the same thing.
Sure.
So he's like, yeah, everyone wants to go to Wakanda.
Why don't I bring up the video? Let's roll that clip too.
Let's pull the clip up.
OG Mike, I asked him. I didn't ask him. He told me his thoughts on Black Panther. How do you make the video come up?
For the Snapchat?
You swipe left, right.
You swipe away.
You look left, you look right.
Alright, OG Mike, you wanted to share your opinion on Black Panther. Go ahead.
It was a good movie, don't get me wrong. But the way how among black folks taking it a little too far with the whole Wakanda or the fact that we all coming in African clothes, like this is coming to America. First thing first, it's a comic book movie. That's all it is. And if people haven't been following the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they will understand that it's just a comic book. Now, since everybody said they want to go to Wakanda, okay, we can go to Wakanda.
Is Wakanda a real place?
No, it's not. It's a make-believe place. That's the part about it.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I did know that. I did know that.
Go to Wakanda, let them go to Wakanda. But guess what?
How are they going to get there?
Infinity War is coming. And
That's right.
Fuck up Wakanda.
That's right.
Infinity
If
War.
you want to go to Wakanda, you better be ready to leave because Thanos is coming.
Thanos is coming. Infinity War.
What is something
That's something that's gonna play out.
Good Lord Almighty.
I don't remember why I just played that.
Sometimes you just gotta let the people know what OG Mike is thinking.
This is what I want to do. Is, to the one person who's listening, Justin Pusser.
Yeah.
Who promised you would listen. Submit your questions for OG Mike.
Yeah.
I talked to him about. He wants to do this. I asked him. OG Mike wants to do this. So listeners,
he probably doesn't fully understand what it is.
Listeners, aka Justin Pusser, submit your question, and we'll have OG Mike answer it.
Yep.
Can't guarantee a time frame because we never know when he's going to show up.
You never know when he pops up.
But when he pops up, he makes a splash.
Yeah. He's just so mysterious.
Yeah.
Let's just say we don't know for sure if OG Mike has a social security number.
OG Mike might not have a social security number.
So, who knows? So, Justin, I know you're listening.
Yeah. Hey, if someone else is listening,
That's great.
That's great.
Please continue.
I really need. Please submit a question.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So what are you thinking right now?
We need to sign off.
We haven't introduced ourselves, but it's time to sign off.
We never introduced ourselves.
Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves and then leave.
I think that's a perfect sign off.
Why don't you start?
Yeah. Well, I would start, but please.
Continue.
But please.
This is, we don't know what this is called. Might be called the Meat Pod. Right now we're the Meat Pod.
Right now we're the Meat... Could change.
If you're hearing... If every time I say Meat Pod and all you're hearing is someone else's voice saying a different word, that's what the title is. But for now, it's Meat Pod.
Yes.
I'm Sean.
And I...
Or am I? Yeah. Maybe I'm FR Josie.
Yeah, who knows? He's
definitely Eli, though.
What does FR mean?
Well, FR means... Do you have anything else to say?
No. I do not.
Okay.